Somebody has a good saying, whatever you learn this year makes a damn fool of you next year. In farming, that's always the case.
Agriculture has been in Boulder County for as long as Boulder County has been here.
I guess you can say I've been doing it since I was old enough to grab onto my dad's finger and let him drag me around.
Every spring you get that giddy feeling again. I don't know how that happens year after year, but it still does.
Bad day on the farm is better than a good day anywhere else.
I'm on vacation every day because I farm.
This has been their livelihood, you know, typically for generations.
We are here because of the food, and I think more people is realizing that agriculture is the base of everything.
At one time we lived on a farm, our grandfathers lived on a farm, or somebody did, so they had a taste of what was going on. Now it all comes from Safeway, King Soopers, you know.
We're usually too busy being in the field and aren't really, not really known to be politicians and go out there and try to let people know what's going on from our perspectives.
Of all the people in the county talking about agriculture, of all the people that have opinions about agriculture, there's a pretty small number of us that are actually putting our chips on the table and doing it.
Our agricultural population is much smaller than our urban population, and they don't necessarily both know what each other are doing. I think there's a huge educational gap between what's going on at the farm, where our food comes from, what goes into making our food. You know, not everyone's going to grow up and want to be a farmer, but like we should all at least understand how it works or how food systems work collectively.
I had all those years of higher education, never knew where my food was coming from or how it was produced or who was producing it.
Concerns are always there. I mean, there's always a battle. You're either educating or you're getting your word out or you're telling your story because it just has to be done. It has to be put out there because there's so many misconceptions of really what we do.
It's just this whole reconnection of the urban community with where their agricultural food comes from. And if we can't achieve that, then how can we have a meaningful discussion on all the issues that we are starting to have show up within agriculture?
In high school, there was 10 or 12 different families that farmed these farms, and now that, those families are all gone, and I've kind of absorbed and picking up. So, everybody's gotten bigger in the area to take over these farms that were at one time 120, 160, 200 acre farms that families could make a living on that they no longer could. So now the size of my operation is about 2,000 acres.
Sombrero Ranch is a large horse operation in the United States. We run about 1,400, 1,500 head of recreational horses that we use in the mountains and at kids' camps. Our farming operation is based here in Boulder County. We farm about 1,000 to 1,200 acres. All total, our company, we manage about 100,000 acres of land.
We have about 310 total. We do about 110 in produce. And all the produce at this time is 100% organic.
We own like 6 acres of our own land, and then we lease about 14 acres from Boulder County open space as well. And we're a vegetable farm. We're a CSA market farm. We grow 150 varieties, about 30 different veggies.
We farm about 1,500 acres. We farm the family farm, which is about 400, and the rest of it is leased property. I mean, we love to live in Boulder County. We've been here our whole lives. And, we look at the mountains every morning. But if it wasn't for some of the Boulder County open space and the conservation easements, I think we'd have a difficult time farming the scale we do.